Hey, what's going on, everybody? This time we went to Hashima Island, or Gunkanjima. This is a really cool place. You cannot board the island if the tide is really high, so make sure that you visit when there's nice weather or the ocean is very calm. This is what you get when you pay the fee. Part of it you can pay by card, but there is this 310 yen ticket to board the island that you have to pay by cash. This is, as I say, an awesome place. It's like in Alcatraz kind of place where there was life before. They give you these pamphlets. You can see how people used to live on the island. And let's just get into how you get to the place. So basically you come here, you buy your ticket. The ticket wicket opens at 8:15. And the ferry, I'm not sure if there are later ones, but the first one leaves at 8:45 from dock 10, which is here. And you don't need reservation, but on busy times it's best if you come early, and other people did have a reservation. And you just have to fill in your details, get your paperwork, and then you're off. If there's high tide, they won't onboard people on the island, so you'll just do the boat tour. So off we went. It's about maybe an hour boat ride. It's not far, and the scenery is nice. There's a bunch of little islands. This was a full-on, I don't know why this was going so fast, but it's like hovering over the water. But anyways, so yeah, you go past a bunch of islands because it's like an archipelago area. The island beside Gunkanjima, that's Gunkanjima, Hashima Island, but the island beside it is where they would dump the dead bodies. So that little island that was on the other side there, that's where they would dump the dead bodies, because people would just live on that island and stay on that island. There was everything that they needed, a hospital, everything, but we'll go into it later. So yeah, we're about to board the island now. You're gonna see how we board it and how it's like they haven't built any dock or anything, so that's why like when there's high tide you cannot get on it. So yeah, basically they just put a ramp and then you board the island. You can only visit one part of the island for safety reasons. And this is an island where they discovered coal nearby, and then Mitsubishi got it. And basically the people that were working in the mines would just live on the island. Later in World War II, they actually started getting Koreans. And for the Koreans, it was kind of like a concentration camp. But anyways, we'll check that out later, because yeah, there's kind of two different stories. And yeah, this is the island. You can see how like vegetation has grown all over now that it's been abandoned. This is the mining area, so you can't really see it, but you know, things would be transported like on belts and stuff from under the ground. They would go 1,000 meters under the sea. And they would just extract the coal. Mitsubishi bought the island, and they would just leave people. People would live in those houses and just go to work every day. There were kids, there were families, there was a hospital, there was a temple, a shrine. So a temple for Buddhism, a shrine for Shinto, you know, and you can see the conditions of at one point it was actually the most highly dense place in the world, because you know, you can see that little piece of land and the apartments, which is pretty crazy. So you can see the different sites for like Japan's Meiji Revolution, which is like the industrial revolution where they started getting iron and all that, and that's when they built all of the all their trains and all that. So they're pretty proud of that. But as I say, in World War II, it took them to take the Koreans and all that. So, and then, well, Mitsubishi thought that it would be more productive, you know, if people would just stay on the island. So they were basically there. Here's an aerial picture of the island. You might have seen it also in the James Bond movie. But the James Bond movie was not filmed here. They created a set. You know, they created a set that was exactly like it, and they just took it and built it elsewhere and then filmed. There's a guy that was fishing here. I don't know why. Just a random guy. And then, yeah, after the tour where you just walk around and they explain a bit in the part that you can, then you get the boat, you get on the boat again, and they go all around. And then you can see the other parts, and it's pretty cool. As I say, it's like kind of like an Alcatraz, maybe with a different meaning to why people were there. But it's super interesting, and if you go to Nagasaki, I definitely recommend visiting this place, or anywhere in the Kyushu island, which is the southern island. And you can see how this place was. At one point there were 5,000 people living in this little island, which is crazy. Still they had hospitals and little playgrounds for everything, schools, you know, kindergarten, everything was there. So yeah, this is just a representation of Japan's boom, and they are pretty proud of it. The Korean want the Japanese to apologize for what they did, because basically, as I say, for them it was a concentration camp, and historically the Japanese have not treated the Koreans very well, especially during World War II. And yeah, there's two different perspectives here. I believe that the Japanese actually did apologize at some point in the United Nations. I think there's a video on the internet. Well, there probably is, but yeah, I'm not sure how they are regarding that. But yeah, if you go down there, definitely visit it. It was probably one of my coolest visits of Japan. So I hope you enjoy Japan, and see you next time.